Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Check That Post podcast. I'm your host, Jen, and these are my co hosts.
Queen.
And Christina.
And tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about getting older and the things we wish we knew. Wish somebody would have told us what to look forward to when we was getting older, even when it comes to relationships.
Right.
So we're going to get into it. We're going to start off with our dear Jen. We got quite a few, so just bear with us. Dear Jen, one thing I like to share regarding things I wish I'd known when I was much younger would be what some would call simple, which is to believe that one shows what one shows me versus what they tell me. I've always wanted to believe people just because they say it out of their mouth, but in all actuality, there's a 50 chance that they would be truthful or could be truthful. So instead of trying to decipher which one it is, I just let their actions play out. And that way, I'm not disappointed either way because I didn't set myself up for any expectations that are beyond my control. It's definitely easier said than done. It took me 40 plus years. Believe them. Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
Yes. When somebody show you, you have to believe them. You can't
Mm-hmm.
just ignore and go on about life like, oh, they didn't mean that.
Mm-hmm.
Like our president. Oh,
Not
he
the
didn't mean
president.
that.
Right.
Oh,
He
yeah.
meant it.
We
Every
finding
word.
out he meant every word he
Every
said.
word of it. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! So that's a prime example.
Mm-hmm.
If he said it, believe it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And especially if they're showing you that, definitely believe it.
Yeah. Believe what they do, not what they say.
Mm-hmm. Right. So yeah.
Thank
Definitely
you.
easier said than done though. Like whoever wrote that letter mentioned, it's definitely easier said than done because it does take a while. It's gonna take a while or a good a great bit of times for you to just believe people and get disappointed and you know it's gonna take a lot of disappointments. I'm just gonna put it like that
Yeah.
before you realize that that's just something that you have to do if you want to um, be treated fairly. I'm gonna put it like that because some people don't care at all. Like they're gonna do what you allow them or what they're gonna do what you allow them to do to you. So
Yes.
as long as you continue to allow them to do it, they're going to continue to do it. So, if you want what's best for you, I would do that sooner than later. And especially if you're young listening to this, somebody's telling you that now versus, you waiting years and years on down the line until you're 40, like that person said, before you actually realize that that's something that's just necessary.
You got anything?
No.
Okay. Next. Dear Jen, I turned 30 last month, and instead of feeling excited, I found myself sitting in my car, staring out the window, wondering how did I get here so fast. I don't feel as accomplished as I thought I would by this age. If I'm being honest, I feel like I wasted a lot of time worrying about the wrong things, people pleasing, chasing temporary things, and stressing over stuff that doesn't even matter now. I wish someone would have told me that not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever, and that's okay. Success isn't a straight line, it's messy, unpredictable, and sometimes feels non existent. You don't have to prove yourself to anyone but yourself. I look back and I think of all the energy I wasted on overthinking, on relationships that drained me, and doubted my own worth. And now I just want peace. I want clarity. And I want to enjoy where I am without feeling like I should be somewhere else. So, Jen, tell me, how do I let go of the things that don't matter anymore? How do I stop feeling like I'm running out of time? Sign, trying to catch up. Wow, you said a mouthful there. First of all, take a deep breath. You're not behind. You're actually where you need to be. And I say that because I can relate. You're right, not everybody is meant to stay in your life forever. And that's one of the things I had to learn. Nothing lasts is forever. You know, you go through things, people change, their love for you might change, or your love for them might change. You outgrow people, and you just have to move on. You can't just give up. And if it doesn't work out, try and try again. And if you're too tired, feel like you don't have the energy to put in, I get it. Then be okay with letting go and starting over just with yourself if necessary. Get you a dog, get you a cat, get you a doll, whatever it takes to find your peace. And that's one thing about getting older. As we get older, we love our peace. And we're going to protect it no matter what. All that little stupid stuff that used to matter back in the day don't even matter no more. It ain't even that serious. And you find yourself letting know, I protect my peace by any means necessary.
And that's how it's supposed to be. I feel like I felt like that, at one point in time, in my life where I was just like, dang, I thought I'd be, further along, in my life now, like success wise, than I am now. Or at that time, I was just like, dang, like, what's happening? Like, time just flying by, my kids getting so much older and stuff. But, I had to realize that, like you said, like I was right where I was supposed to be. If it had a came, sooner, I probably would have muffed it up, and if it had a came later, I probably would have muffed it up then too, So when I realized that, that's when I was okay with everything. I was like, okay, like I'm good. Like everything is exactly how it's supposed to be. Um, if I want more, I have to order my steps, in order to get what I want. So I did just that, and I'm still doing that.
That's real good. I was thinking about along some of those lines on today, but I do know, like they have already stated, you're right where you need to be at, and we can always take small steps.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, things we get ahead of things, and it brings sometimes there's children, sometimes we've gotten married, sometimes we drop out of school, or we whatever project that we are working on we become disinterested in it, and but I think the fix that is taking that moment, like sis said, breathe a little bit,
Yes.
write it down. And you got to be and you're gonna have a lot of them, things that you want to write down, but take the ones that you can work on, that you can master, and believe in yourself that you can do it, and don't let your delays or setbacks keep you in that spot, because
Right. You can
It's
start
never too late.
at any age.
Right.
Don't let that be your hinder
Right.
from you going for what you want.
That's it.
Because it's not a race, it's a journey.
Right.
And you got to enjoy the journey.
Absolutely. Your
One step at a time, one day at a time.
Right, absolutely. Like she said, it's not a race, but and it is a one step at a time. And each one that you do, celebrate yourself. If you don't have nobody in your corner to celebrate with you, that day get you some balloons and a cake, and just enjoy yourself. Like, hey, I accomplished this.
Right.
Flesh, look how good you are. Pat yourself on the back. Like, I did this.
Right.
Poke your chest out a little bit. I did this. This is me. Who did it? I did it.
Ain't nothing wrong with celebrating yourself.
Right.
Absolutely.
Like, stand up in the crowd and say, look what I accomplished. I did this.
I know, right?
Somebody gonna say, you go, girl.
Right.
Right.
Like sis said, pat yourself on the back. Hey, let us know. We'll celebrate
Right.
you. We'll shout you out.
Yes.
Sure will.
That's me right there.
Yeah. I know that's
It
right.
feels good to let off all that steam when you celebrate. Yes, it's
Yeah.
me, Mhm.
Yeah.
So do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
And the pressure to have it all figured out by a certain age, that's the biggest lie that was ever sold. Like, it's not necessary.
Right.
You racing against yourself.
Right.
Take your time. Enjoy the journey.
Right.
So that way you can look back on and say, look how far I came. I'm here now. I was there, now I'm here. Enjoy it.
Right.
That's what it's all about. Also, ask yourself just ask yourself, does this thing I'm stressing over, is it gonna cause me to be unhappy? And if it's gonna cause you to be unhappy, stop stressing over it. Maybe put it down and go do something else. Start something else. If that's what you gotta do. And you can always go back to it. Nobody says because you started something else, you can't go back. Stop putting limitations on yourself. But don't be so quick to give up. Because it didn't work out the first time, or, it didn't bloom like you thought it should the first time. And I'm talking to myself too. Go back and revisit. You'll never know what you learn from laying it down for a minute. What you learn when you got over here,
Right.
you might go back and pick it up, and bam, there you go.
Yeah.
But if you just give up, you're gonna miss out on all that opportunity, all that learning.
Yeah.
So strive on.
And you don't have to stop, just take another avenue, take a different street, whatever way you were going the first time, go a different route, just seek, advice, whatever may have you, just do something different than you did previously, that's gonna help you go into the correct direction.
Right. By hanging out with the people that got the same goals you have.
Right, absolutely.
Because you never know, they might know another route, and they'll be like, why don't you try it this way?
Right, yeah.
And you know what, we got an issue with, we try to do stuff on our own all the time.
I have that sometimes.
Me too. That's why I said we.
Myself, all the time.
So we got to get away from that.
Right.
You know, get with other people, network, and tell them your issues. You don't know who might be out there. They waiting for you to come. They might be having the same issue. Y'all get together, put your heads together. She see it this way, she see it that way.
Right.
Put your head together, bam, there you go.
Right.
Something beautiful come out of it. So yeah, do it. Go ahead and launch it. Don't let fear hold you back.
Right.
There ain't no problem. You know, I'll do it. I'm gonna try it. At least I can say I tried. It may not work, but I tried it. So, okay, we ready to read the next. Okay. Dear Jen, I don't know when it happened, but one day I looked up and realized I'm not the young guy anymore. I used to think that I had all the time in the world. Now I feel like I'm playing catch up. I see people around me settling down, building wealth, and finding their purpose. And I wonder if I missed my moment. Looking back, I've spent so much time chasing things that didn't matter. Approval, status, and temporary wins. I cared too much about impressing people who didn't even remember my name now. The crazy thing is, if I just focused on myself earlier, I'd probably be in a completely different place right now. I know I can't rewind time, but I can't shake this feeling like I should be farther ahead. So tell me, how do I stop feeling like I'm behind, and how I figure out what actually matters before it's too late? You asked the same question the other person asked. But you being a guy, I get it. Again, you're not behind. You're right where you're supposed to be. And again, keep going, keep striving. Forget what's behind you and just start from where you at. Just don't give up on your dreams, on the things that you want, whatever it is that you're striving for. Don't give up on it. Keep going. And again, network, get involved with other guys that's striving the same thing you striving for. Y'all figure it out. Ain't nothing wrong with a guy get with another guy and y'all making it happen. Put your heads together. Y'all go in business together.
Right.
Or whatever it is. Just give it a try. Can't go wrong. Because you done got as far as you know to go, and it's time to move on, move up that ladder, take that next step.
Then you can also do vision boards.
I was just thinking that too.
A lot of females do vision boards, but there's nothing wrong with a male taking the time out, and doing one. Matter of fact, it is exciting to do a vision board.
It is.
And at least when you're doing that, you can kind of pull off the things that you've already accomplished. And it's just kind of the same way if you taking a sheet of paper and just writing down, what you would like to do. But you got to keep it out in front of you where you can see it every day. That way it'll constantly be on your mind. And then whatever you see, you got to watch it. So whatever you see that's coming in your life that's negative, stop speaking what you see negative, and start looking at it like you already got it and you putting the work into what you're trying to do.
And no, you haven't missed your moment. If you still don't know what your purpose is at this moment and at this time, just keep going, keep searching. You'll find it. You just find the things that you like, that you like to do. As for the relationships, you still can have that relationship that you're looking for. Because everybody else getting it around you, what makes you think you special that you can? Yes, you can. You just got to, don't give up on it.
Right.
It's, and I don't know what that got to do.
Get a new swag.
Yeah. You can change up the way you look, the way you cut your hair, the way you walk. You got to be like sis said, the swag. Don't walk with that confidence. Don't be walking with your head down, because you ain't gonna find it on the ground.
Do something different.
Look up, put your shoulders back.
God
Put your
did.
feet flat on the ground. Yeah, I'm here. Why like you own the world?
That's
Right.
it.
Hey, some woman gonna pay attention to that.
That's true.
Ooh, who is he? He walking like he knows something. So yeah, you got this. I believe that you can do it. So
And don't look for her to be all perfect either.
Right.
You know, look for somebody that you can grow with,
right.
you can have fun with, you know, so make a life with, you know.
Yes.
Be good in those areas, because if you know if you going looking for any other way, you know, you might mess up, you know. So don't go looking for perfectness, because you may have some flaws
Right.
yourself, you know.
Yep. This last one, I hope that answers your question. Dear Jen, I've been feeling this mix of nostalgia, I hope I say that right, and regret. The older I get, the more I realize how much time I spent worrying about the wrong things. Again, trying to fit in, chasing love in the wrong places, and doubting myself, stressing over failures, and in hindsight, weren't even that big of a deal. I wish I'd known back then what I know now. That people's opinions don't define me. That self-worth isn't measured by relationships or achievement. That happiness isn't something you find, it's something that you create. Now you said a mouthful right there. I guess what I'm struggling with is how to move forward without feeling like I've wasted a lot of time. How do I embrace where I am now without constantly looking back, wishing I had done things different? It's pretty much the same
thing.
I know I can relate, because you know we all go through that. We all start doubting and wondering, could we have done something better, done something different to get us further along, further ahead. You have to be okay with where you are, because you where you're supposed to be. Again, you don't have to get it as fast as the next person got it. In your own time, when you're supposed to, you get it. It just clicks. Everything just falls into place. And you got to be okay with that. Comparing yourself don't get you nowhere, but depressed. So don't do that. Whether it's, you know, getting married, having a family, or starting a business, or whatever, you know, or just growing within yourself. You got to be okay with your own speed, where you are now, and then you can grow, you can move forward. But if you always looking over there at that person, you're going to stay stagnant. Quit looking at them. Just keep striving for what you want and what you know. And you'll get there in your own time. And still, you're going to be where you're supposed to be. So, just measure your steps. You got this.
Yeah, you got this. I remember when I used to be like that. I was always measure myself up to what other people thought, you know, or who they thought I was, and it used to bother me like real bad. And I didn't want to. I used to couldn't go to the mall by myself, or anywhere shopping by myself, because I was always worried about what, you know, somebody thought of me. Not that I was a bad person, but it's just, you know, I didn't do a lot of the things that a lot of people were doing, but it still made me feel like, oh, what do they think about me, you know? And then those that did have an opinion, you know, wanted to be bold enough to say some things, you know, they will always get it wrong, you know, just like, you know, how sometimes you could be talking and they'll try to figure it out for you, like, oh well, she's this way or that way, and that's not how I am. If I care about you, or if I care about something, it's gonna get just as much as attention as anything else, you know. But I walked around like that a lot, and it took me a long time to really get close to people, because I just felt like however they thought of me, that's how I must be carrying myself. And to one time in my life, I woke up and I was just like, you know what? I can't be nobody but me. You know? And so I had to find a way to lift my head up. And I did this without realizing that I was doing it. But what I was doing was getting my self esteem up, you know. And so people were like, oh, I will be seeing you out and you be all walking around with your head all up in the air, you know. And I didn't know how to take that. I didn't know if I was supposed to have it as, take it as a compliment, or what, because I was always leaning on what do people think about me, until after I had my children. I got to that point.
That went out the window.
All that went out the window, because I didn't care what nobody. You can have your thoughts, because just because you got your thoughts don't mean that I don't have mine, you know. And so, and even when I'm like, oh well, I'm not gonna be upset if I don't, you know, have a conversation about somebody, because I'm sure they're having a conversation about me, you know. And I've seen this one clip of in a movie, and the young lady said, I am not defined by the job that I do, but what does define me is how well I rise after a fall. And I gravitated from that, and I learned that thing, and that helped me a long way. So you have to find something that you can gravitate to, that you can go to whenever you feel like somebody's trying to lock you in the corner. Then you can bring that out, you know, like, because you know who you are, and other people can only just have, that's their opinion, but they can't define who you are. And if you allow them to define who you are, that's very poor on your side, you know, because you are a whole human being, separate from everybody else, because everybody else got their own identity, and you don't have their identity, and they don't have your identity. So you have to look at yourself and say, I'm great, but you got to mean it. You got to know it. You got to appreciate it. You got to walk in greatness. You got to feel greatness. You got to talk like you great. So everything about you has to change. And when I started to do that, everybody that had those thoughts about me, it didn't change for them, but it didn't make me sad anymore. Because I'm like, if you didn't like being around me, that's good for me. It made more room for new friends to come into my life, the people that was going to uplift me. You know, because that's what I'm about. I'm about uplifting people, helping them if I can get from one place to another. Well, no matter how down you are, I'm not trying to help you be further down. I want to lift you if I can. You know, I want to help you be great. You know, because one day I might need your encouragement, or I might need, you know, to speak to you about something that you can help me with. So if we all treat each other as greatness, we can go a long ways.
Indeed.
I tell you, life lessons I wished I knew when I was younger about finances. I wish I knew that credit scores and investing matter more than fast money. Health and wellness.
Yes.
That one extra plate of junk food. At 20, it sure doesn't feel the same at 30.
Absolutely.
Relationships, not everyone is meant to be in your life forever. We already said that. And it's okay. They're not meant to be. Mental health and boundaries. Saying no is a complete sentence. It's okay to say no.
No.
I said, hubby, no, we ain't doing that. Career and purpose. success isn't just a job title. It's about fulfillment.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. When you're doing something that you're getting paid, trading your time for money, you want to feel fulfilled. You don't want to just be, because you got a job title, you all that. You want to feel fulfilled doing it.
Right.
Because you trade in your time that you can't get back for money. So do something that you love doing. Or at least like.
Right.
I don't know too many people love getting up, especially if you're going to work for somebody else. But whatever it is, try to do something that you least like. What matters less when you get at our age, at least my age, like sis was talking about the validation, external validations. When you get a certain age, you don't care what nobody think about you.
Out the window.
It don't even matter. If they ain't contributing to your well-being, your family's well-being, paying your bills, your opinion just like be hoes. Everybody got one.
Yep, just talking.
Trying to keep up with others. No, we ain't doing that either. The Joneses, long gone.
Yep.
You got yours and I got mine. I'm happy with mine, so you better be happy with yours.
Right.
Right. Drama and negativities. You can keep that over there. Material possessions. I can't talk tonight. If you like stuff like that, materialistic stuff, go get it. If you don't, keep it moving.
Right.
Don't try to compare what they got, what you got. Like, who cares?
Right.
No, nobody cares. Let's see. I had a lot of things I was thinking about that I wrote down. Some of the joys of getting older. Because, you know, we go, as women especially, go through so much. Menopause. Wait, I know you ain't got it yet.
No, not yet.
But as older women, we go through a lot of changes. Especially if you used to work out like I used to work out like every day. I don't do that no more. So I notice I'm soft. I ain't gonna say fluffy. I'm fluffy in some places, but I'm soft. I'm used to being hard or toned and tight. Now I get a little jigger. I'm getting paranoid. Now I still got it. Now don't come. Don't get it twisted. But I want that firmness back. And I know the only thing that's keeping me from getting it is me. So, you know, that's just part. I'm just glad to still be here. I don't stress about getting older because it ain't nothing I can do about it. But be happy that I'm still here. So that's not an issue for me.
I move slow now.
I do too. I don't move as fast as I used to, but I can still move now.
Right.
Listen, y'all. When I
Get
go
up behind me, I can run.
yeah, do that. But if I got it, when I go to urinate, I don't get up quick no more. You know, my body be like, oh, just so, you know, like.
That's another
It take me a
thing.
minute. It take me a minute. It's like, Lord Jesus, I'm getting older. You know.
Getting up out of that bed. You know, when y'all young, y'all can jump up and go. We have to take our time.
We gotta
We
take
don't
our
want to
time.
twist nothing.
That part. Don't want to twist nothing.
So we moving a little bit slower.
That's it. Absolutely.
What are some other things?
I have to be quiet on that.
You ain't noticed no changes, like, you know, things you do different now than you did when you say in your 20s.
I mean, like, just eating different. I probably exercise on the daily now more than I did then. And I don't mean like 30, 45-minute workouts. I mean like 10, 15-minute workouts, but it's daily
something,
though,
yeah.
right? It's daily, so it's working the bones out and stuff. But yeah, not much.
Well, I have a very active
Job. So I'm moving all day long. So, but when you done been somewhere and you know that you can go there again, that's what you strive for. So I think about it all the time. It's just by the time I get off my job, the only gym I'm trying to see is here at the house, and this is where I come.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. Slowly but surely. Because I'm always thinking about it. Especially when you know what you can look like if you just do it.
Yeah, that's definitely a motivation. But holding that rails when you're going up and down those steps, now that's something I be having to do right there now, you know. And like getting out of that car, getting in it, because I'm a little bit challenged, you know, anyways. But just to get in and out of, it's taken me a minute, you know, to be able to do that. So it's like where I could usually just jump up and just, you know, start walking. Now my brain is thinking now, you know, you get up, but, you know, before you take them steps, you know, your brain is thinking, you know. So watching where you're gonna step. But, you know, it's so much that, you know, watching, I oftentimes watch my mother when she's getting up, making sure that there's nothing in the way for her to easily, you know, take a fall. And even her, she has to watch her balance and stuff when she's getting up, you know. But so I try to be aware when I'm around her, and you know, like, Mom, go down the back steps, because there's just 2 steps, you know, or Mom, hold on the rails when you're going down the front steps, you know, making sure that, you know, she's is going to be safe. And so I always thinking about, you know, our parents, you know, because they have gotten older. And we want to make sure that they be safe at all times. And they don't like us to fuss about them, but we have to do it because we still want to keep them around for as long as we can.
Yeah, and we blessed to have both of them
Still here. Matter of fact, today is Dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Pop!
Birthday, Pop.
We happy that y'all are both still here.
Right, absolutely. Still good, doing good.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. One of the joys of getting older, having more self-confidence. Because you ain't worried about what nobody think or what nobody got to say. You can say what you want to say. Do you anyway? It's less pressure. You prioritize your happiness. I tell you, you have to learn that. Putting yourself first without feeling selfish. It's okay to love on yourself. Because if you don't love on yourself, you can't give love to nobody else. So you got to love on yourself first. Well, we're going to put it in order as it should be. Love God first. Then yourself. Then other people. If you love like that, in that order, it's going to spread out. Spread the love.
Gotta be cocky with it.
Yes, indeed. Now, I'm going to give y'all younger generation a little bit of advice, because I ain't forget about y'all. Don't rush adulthood. I guess y'all finding it out now. Stuff is expensive. Stay at home as long as you can. I know y'all probably wish y'all stayed a little longer.
My kids be texting me and calling me, can I come back home?
That was a big no.
I ain't trying to do all that, but I wish I would have stayed a lot longer than I did. I definitely
Yes.
So you're not trying to come say all that.
I'm not come back now, but
I tell you what, if y'all come back, guess what? I'm going to sit down.
There you go.
So, I will sit down. I'll wait on my plate. I won't be working. I'll be chilling.
Yeah, that's it.
She lying though. Just had to throw that out there.
I'll try, put it like that. Don't rush adulthood. I'm telling you, enjoy the moment that you're in, because you can't rewind that time.
Right.
It's going to be gone. Invest in yourself.
Yes.
In your 20s, your 30s, set the foundation for your future. Save that money. Don't be out there going to the mall buying them shoes that somebody else own. Create your own shoe.
All right.
Right.
Invest in yourself.
Yeah.
All these gurus on the internet. YouTube, go on YouTube and learn how to start your own business. Wish somebody told me that when I was younger. Protect your peace. Don't be out there getting mad. Somebody step on your shoe.
Right.
You feeling disrespected. You want to buck up and then there you go. Life gone. You don't want to do that.
Right.
If it ain't that serious, keep it moving. Just brush it off. And I know it's hard for y'all to do, but try. You'll live a little longer like that.
Yeah.
Stay open to growth. Listen to older people, because they might know a little something. Like, I know things are so much different, but they might help you get through your life. Get through your hard times. You don't have to stress or have anxiety. Because we didn't have them issues. If we did, we didn't know we had them.
Yeah, we didn't know
We were built strong. This generation here leaves something to be desired.
Yes.
But you can overcome that if you listen to somebody older. They'll teach you.
Save you from a lot of trouble.
Yes, and a lot of heartache. In those relationships, y'all jumping in and out of. Learn to be by yourself. Be okay with being by yourself.
Yes.
That way you can learn who you are
Right.
and what you want.
Right.
And you also find out what you don't want.
Right.
So you get to know your self-worth. And then that way can't nobody take it from you. Or you won't lay it down and give it away. But we hope y'all enjoyed this episode of things we wish we knew. We hope y'all follow us on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube at Check That Post Podcast. Like and subscribe, turn your notifications so you'll know every time we upload a new episode. You can write a Dear Jen letter to checkthatpostpod@gmail.com or text 866-311-2251. Thank y'all for your letters and keep them coming because we sure enjoy reading them.
Absolutely.
Check your posts, y'all. Make sure you're alive, not just survive.